Twice in the last 60 years, the elected incumbents have been turned out of office. 1980 with President Carter, 1932 with President Hoover, due mainly to economic issues. If George Bush loses this election, it seems very similar to those two.
Absolutely, and Bill Clinton ought to take a lesson from that. If you let the economy deteriorate under your presidency, Republican like Hoover, Democrat like Carter, Republican like George Bush, you're going to be in deep trouble. When the economy is bad, the economy is the issue, and the voters are going to turn you out. Clinton did something very interesting today. He carried every income group in the country in the national polling, except for the very rich, those who earn over $75,000 a year. What that means is that he is a new kind of Democrat who managed to reassure those critical middle-income voters that he was a safe alternative, and they voted for him.
Let's see what's happening at the Clinton-Gore headquarters. Our man Mike Capps is there. Mike?
Well, Bernie, the celebration has already started here. The question remains what kind of a vice president Al Gore will be. It's important to note that early on, Bill Clinton has said that he would include Mr. Gore in many of his decisions. So I think you'll see a Gore vice presidency that will be much more active, much more visible, if you will, than Dan Quayle was. It's also important to note that Gore himself sees himself as a much more energetic individual, a much more high-profile individual, I believe. And I think you'll see him in more of a visible role. And also, don't forget, this is a man who has said he takes great pride in being known for his environmental stances. He jokes about that. He jokes about the fact that he's been called the ozone man by the president. And he's joked about it continually, but he takes great pride in his environmental stance. So the environment and more visibility is the kind of man, the kind of vice president I think you'll see Al Gore be.
Gore got up early and spent an hour on his daily morning jog. He told reporters he had a special feeling about this day. Later, when he and wife Tipper voted at an elementary school near their Carthage, Tennessee home, Gore did no campaigning, of course, not wanting to violate electioneering laws. But he did tell elementary school children that it's important they become a part of the political process by first learning about it in school, then becoming involved themselves once they reach voting age. For the entire day, Gore has been extremely relaxed. He and staff members played some football on the tarmac at the Nashville airport before heading to Little Rock late this afternoon. And the optimism has continued this evening. Gore has attended several parties in Little Rock, and he plans to watch election return.
See the podium there?
And through it all, Gore has remained extremely optimistic and extremely happy and continues to say that Americans are ready for a change. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Mike Capps. Of course, we remind you, as we've been pointing out to everyone, the fat lady has not finished singing. Right now, the electoral count shows that Governor Clinton has 254 electoral votes, the magic number 270. President Bush has 55.
There's some industrial groups in this country that were very interested in Mike Capps' report that Al Gore, if he becomes vice president, will be responsible for environmental policy in the Clinton-Gore administration. I think that's what some of them were quite afraid of in the course of this campaign.
You know, a lot of people said that when Clinton put Gore on the ticket, he was pursuing a Southern strategy, but Clinton is a Southerner. He didn't need any help from Al Gore in the South. Gore has a very strong environmental commitment, and that's a policy, an issue that sells very well in the suburbs, and we see it in the results tonight. According to our exit polling, the suburbs are going for Bill Clinton by 44 to 36%. Gore probably helped a great deal with his commitment to environmental protection.
All right, but we're going to take a short break. We can see Ross Perot's headquarters there in the back of his head. We'll hear what he has to say right after this.
Well, it looks like another great business day, and it's all coming down on lucky old you. So the last thing you need to worry about is printing. All you really need to do is call Sir Speedy, the nation's leading business printers. From design and typesetting to color printing and binding, Sir Speedy will handle the whole job. And when it's done, you'll think things are finally looking up. Sir Speedy, the business printers, the right impression every time.
Even with the best products, something goes wrong once in a while. Now, while that might be okay at some companies, it's not at Motorola Cellular. Motorola sets their standards a lot higher. And just how high are they? Well, for me to hit that level of consistency, I'd have to go 30 years without missing a single putt.
Motorola, setting standards of quality the whole world can shoot for.
Introducing the Movado Concerto Collection, an orchestration of bracelet, dial, and case. The Concerto Collection from Movado.
The man who claims to have had more fun than his adversaries in this '92 presidential race, H. Ross Perot, is slowly, methodically making his way to the podium here in Dallas to address his ecstatic followers. Nationally, their man tonight has done pretty well for himself. These are raw vote totals so far. Mr. Perot at 17%, atop of Perot, George Bush at 40, and Bill Clinton at 44. When Perot takes the podium, we promise you we'll be there to listen to every word. Back in a moment.
This is CNN.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Living in the 90s.
Mount Kilimanjaro is 19,340 feet high. Kalihiwai Jungle has an average annual rainfall of 75 inches. Bryce Canyon is 998 feet deep. These are some of the specifications used to create Jeep Grand Cherokee.
We put our best people on the project. Hope they come through.
One network color laser printer not only brings everyone together, it brings out the best in everyone. Intelligent color for any document, only from Xerox.
Putting it together.